Introducing HFS_finance, your go-to channel for thought-provoking discussions on the world of finance and economics. In today's video, we delve into the fascinating topic of socialism and its challenges when implemented in practice. So, grab your favorite beverage and let's dive right in. When we think about the reasons why socialism has failed historically, factors such as corruption, lack of innovation, cumbersome bureaucracy, and the lack of incentives for citizens to work often come to mind. However, there is a more significant reason that goes beyond these factors. In 1920, Ludwig von Mises, one of history's most influential economists, published an article explaining why a functioning socialist system would be practically impossible to achieve. Surprisingly, Mises made this prediction long before the Soviet Union and other socialist countries even implemented their models, which eventually failed. He predicted the downfall of the Soviet Union 70 years before it happened. So, how did he manage to do it? The answer lies in the theory of the impossibility of economic calculation. This theory explains why, even in the absence of corruption, bureaucracy, and with citizens working tirelessly, designing a functional socialist model becomes an insurmountable challenge. To understand this theory in detail, let's break it down step by step, starting from the ideologies of Karl Marx to the regimes of Stalin, Fidel Castro, and Mao Zedong. Karl Marx, the father of modern socialism, developed ideological concepts without thoroughly considering how they could be practically implemented. He focused more on critiquing capitalism than providing a detailed plan for a socialist economy. When socialist revolutions triumphed in the 20th century, leaders like Stalin faced a significant hurdle. They managed to eliminate private property and capitalism, but they still needed to find effective ways to plan the economy. This led to the implementation of the infamous 5-year plans. These plans aimed to organize the socialist economy by setting production goals, determining manufacturing targets, allocating investment projects, and organizing the distribution of resources. The government had complete control over production, materials, and supplies, essentially dictating every aspect of the economy. However, the flaw in this approach became evident as the plans often failed. Production targets weren't met, efficiency was lacking, and sometimes there were resource shortages. These issues highlighted the inherent problem with socialist economic planning, the lack of a feedback mechanism to adjust production according to consumer demand and market forces. Here's where the theory of the impossibility of economic calculation comes into play. Mises argued that without a pricing system based on supply and demand, socialist economies struggle to efficiently allocate resources. In capitalism, prices reflect consumer preferences and guide production decisions. If a product's price increases due to high demand, companies respond by investing in increased production or seeking more efficient alternatives. In socialist systems, prices are either non-existent or determined by politicians and bureaucrats, removing the market's balancing mechanism. This lack of accurate pricing and market-driven decision-making hampers the economy's ability to adapt, innovate, and allocate resources efficiently. Moreover, the vast amount of complex information required to make optimal production decisions in a socialist system overwhelms the capabilities of politicians and bureaucrats. They cannot possess the same expertise and day-to-day knowledge as entrepreneurs and workers in each industry. The sheer size and complexity of national economies make it nearly impossible to collect, process, and utilize the information effectively. Now, you might be wondering, could new technologies, such as artificial intelligence, solve these challenges and make socialism feasible? This is a fascinating question, but it's essential to consider a few key points. Firstly, obtaining data for economic planning purposes would still pose a challenge. While company and production data could be obtained, understanding consumer preferences and each worker or entrepreneur's unique knowledge and experience would remain difficult. Artificial intelligence would need to comprehend